His name is Soo-hyun Kim, a student with normal height, normal academic ability, and normal handsomeness. An introverted student, whose hobby is being friends with his right-hand man. Because Soo-hyun is too gentle, she is often bullied by an ugly fat guy. He fed him so much onion that it was like eating every day, making Soo-hyun go to school every day is like going to hell. But, thanks to watching too many comic book reviews on YouTube, he was given one. The system performs the task and draws red, black, blue, and 9 cards. Soo-hyun, therefore, slowly gained a voice in school, and then, dealing with the big brother and the school boss is also terrible. As for the details of the series, please slowly enjoy it. If it's too much of a spoiler, you won't have to watch it anymore. At the end of the month, when I receive my salary, I have nothing left. At the beginning of the series, a big brother named Choi Chang-dong is sitting and smoking. Just said, lately, Facebook posts a lot of crap about squash, it's so boring to watch. The delinquent junior students next to him also laughed and joined in. What's with all the isolation, bookworm MS and school violence, haha. It's funny to hear the fat guy continued. It's because everyone who writes articles is such a stupid book. You have to follow the trends of the times to be classy. There are so many cool things these days. The skinny guy next to the soup responded, exactly like the rice my mother cooked, haha. But are you watching closely, that guy over there? At this time, the main character appeared, a young man wearing glasses, looking a bit stupid, his eyes widened in horror, thinking to himself, damn thugs, this isn't even violence, school. After that, he turned around, gave a smile that couldn't be more fake, and said, ha ha, you guys asked me to stay and play with you. Suddenly, the fat boss used both hands to strangle the young man, his face as red as boiled shrimp. He laughed happily and said, what kind of school violence, we don't have much fun together. Soo-hyun was panicked and screamed, stop mom, help me. After a while of tormenting the male lead, the students in particular put their hands in their pockets, walked away, and said together, he's about to die, let's go quickly, this is the second time we've beaten him. How many years ago? I don't remember, it seems like hundreds of years ago. This guy still hasn't gotten better, he's such a waste. Young Soo-hyun was lying on the ground, looking bored with life, silently saying in his heart, please, stop school violence. As the era develops, more and more problems appear, but no one appears to stop them. After all, where did I go wrong? Why do I have to live like this? If you watch recent web novels, usually, someone like me will receive challenges, and then receive rewards, and become stronger, just like a game. If only I could be like that, it would be great, but Soo-hyun lay on the ground for a long time, but nothing happened. My mouth kept chattering, speaking of system board, where is the system board? Then, after that, he shouted loudly, deafeningly, like crazy, where is the system board? Show it to me quickly. The screams echoed throughout the village, all over the neighborhood. But fortunately, no one called a car to take this young man to the camp, because of the crime of being crazy. Next, Soo-hyun sat with her head in her hands, bored, saying as if she were autistic, if it's like that, will it appear? There's no way it can appear like that. This place is not from the comic on YouTube. How could a quest board appear? In the most desperate moment, suddenly, a blue, extremely magical, Canadian palette caught the young man's eye. Each line of text displayed means the system board has been activated. Soo-hyun looked and her eyes widened, extremely surprised. Then, that blue panel shows up again. Will you start the mission now? Yes or no? Say a word. From that moment, Soo-hyun's life changed completely. People are divided into two types, introverts and extroverts. Those who like to be active are extroverts. As for those who are negative, they are introverts. The former were bookworms and the center of attention, will later be transformed into introversion and extroversion. Young Soo-hyun is quite lucky, because he can be called a center of attention, instead of a bookworm. Because, a bookworm, this is you, has been changed thanks to this quest board. Soo-hyun doesn't know, is this reality, or is it just because he watched YouTube for more than 180 minutes, so he's delusional. During class, he kept turning on, off that status panel. He probably did that operation about 300 times, to the point, he began to believe in this illusion. Continuously, the system panel displays a question, will you start the mission now? Looking slowly at the system board, Soo-hyun thought to herself, is this thing really real? Is it asking me if I want to start the mission or not? What is the meaning of this? Just click, that's it, right? But, somehow, sooner or later, our young men clicked right when a girl who looked delicious with all her dipping sauce passed by, touching her soft waist, causing the two of us to freeze for a long time. I don't understand what's going on right now, Soo-hyun hesitated, not knowing what to say. This girl's name is Baek Chai-rin, she is the beauty of the class, but has a bit of a rough personality. At this time, Chai-rin also opened her eyes and asked again, "Are you harassing me?" The young man on this side immediately laughed, stiff as a cue, and replied, "Ah, this is because of the mission board." She didn't need to think much and gave Soo-hyun a slap right away. "Are you crazy?" Soo-hyun had not yet finished howling at the swallow, when Chai-rin added another sentence, "Soo-hyun, quickly go to the canteen to buy some things for me." The young man immediately asked again, "What, canteen?" "That's right, I want to eat a sandwich." Soo-hyun asked back, "Can't you walk by yourself?" Chai-rin immediately sat down, speaking in the voice of a noble lady with golden branches and jackfruit leaves, and told him, "Damn, you also think that my legs are very beautiful, right? My number of followers on Insta is also up to 200,000 people, so if I go to the canteen and fall, will you be responsible for that?" After Soo-hyun listened, she was completely speechless and said nothing. But then, he also replied, Okay, I'll go now." The girl coldly played with her phone and replied, It's indeed Soo-hyun, you're really nice." Soo-hyun also asked again, "But, what about money?" Immediately, Chai-rin became angry and shouted, "That's money, why do you still have to ask? Go away, buy it quickly." Next, the Shohei-hun was also helpless and listened to the words of the shrewd girl, Chai-rin. The young people were so scared that they did not dare to protest at all. Although, that makes no sense. Suddenly, Chang Dong in a black shirt rushed forward like a crazy buffalo, hitting Soo-hyun, shouted loudly, "Stop school violence, ha ha ha." Next, seeing Soo-hyun kneeling on the ground, trembling, Chang Dong pretended to be stupid and said, "Oh, Soo-hyun, are you okay?" Soo-hyun now angrily replied, "Stop school violence," but the fat guy didn't care and cursed, "Idiot, before you hit, you should shout." He patted Soo-hyun's head and happily said, "You know I'm just joking, right?" Soo-hyun is gentle and won't take this to heart, he. Soo-hyun was angry at this time, gritted her teeth, and whispered in her heart, "From now on, I will definitely, expose all of this to the world." Then, he looked up and saw Chang Dong's miserable face. Soo-hyun knew that, if he resisted, he would immediately ascend to heaven. He had to endure it and apologize to him. Only then did Chang Dong's group leave. A while later, returned home. Soo-hyun shouted, "Let's go, Mom, please let me drop out of school," but inside the young man was also silently saying, "Mom, I'm sorry, I can only be strong with you. There's nothing to learn at school, I wish I could drop out of school and work on YouTube." His mother also gave up on this leopard boy. She shouted loudly, "Are you sick? Why don't you stop studying?" Soo-hyun is still as stubborn as a buffalo, shouted loudly, "Going to school is just a waste of time, you don't have to go to college to make money, right? You can really succeed as a YouTuber." This is the young man's younger sister Kim to Soo-hyun. The body looks extremely delicious. She was lying on the sofa, smirking and joking about her mother's brother who was holding a knife. "I'm about to not be able to control myself anymore, so shut up quickly, ha ha ha, what a keyboard warrior, what a YouTuber, isn't it just arguing around online?" Soo-hyun immediately shouted back, "Talk nonsense, Kim to Soo-hyun, shut up." After that, he closed the door and grumbled angrily, "Mom, you really don't know anything." The mother saw this and shouted, "Are you angry with someone? The door is broken now." Soo-hyun angrily defended, "It's because of the strong wind, why?" Lying in the room, Soo-hyun covered her face and fell into deep thought, "Why do I live like this? At school, I didn't dare say a word." Suddenly, the blue system panel appeared again, same familiar question, "Will you start the quest?" Soo-hyun immediately pressed the button, silently saying, "I'm alone, how about I just press it and see, be brave, I can do it." Immediately, the system announced, "Mission system begins, if you complete the mission, you will receive a reward card." After watching, Soo-hyun wondered, "A reward card, what is that? What task does it say has started? If I complete the task, will it give me a card?" "The quest has been opened, please apologize to your mother, the reward for completion is a gold card." After reading, the young man sat up startled and asked 1001 questions. "Sorry Mom, it's a mission, just do that and you can get a golden card. How can that golden card be sold?" So, the system also responded, "The card is a reward that you can receive, made from gold, silver and copper alloy." Soo-hyun thought it was delicious, so he reached out his hand and was about to take it. He angrily said, "I don't want to know that, can I sell it?" "Ah, damn it, never mind, let's try it and see what happens." Next, he opened the door and said loudly, "Mom, I'm sorry for raising my voice at you, it's not that I did it on purpose, it's because I can't control my words, me. Anyway, I'm really sorry." The round girl also said a few more words, "Mom, he's finally nervous, Mom, please take him to the hospital." At this time, The system board displays the message, "You have completed the task, you have received a special yellow card." After watching it, our young man looked as happy as if he had just won the lottery and exclaimed, "Ha ha, delicious." Then, he went back into the room and closed the door, chatting to myself, "Now, I can get a gold card, right? If it's gold bars, I can probably sell it for 100,000 won, right? But how do I get the reward? Is that right? Do I have to shout open card to receive it? Did the young man just finish smashing rocks and is he so angry?" Next, Soo-hyun read the command and opened the card. Immediately, the system announced, "Yellow card has been opened." At the same time, a beam of 7 rainbow light shone down on him. The scene in Soo-hyun's room is like heaven. A bright yellow card caught his eye, showing that it was a consumable card. Growth of 3 centimeters. Your height will increase by 3 centimeters if you use the card. The card will disappear. Will you use it? Soo-hyun immediately finished. "Whoa, I used it," the system announced. "You used the 3 centimeter growth card." Next, the young man shouted loudly with joy, startling his mother, about to drop the newly cooked pot of soup. Mom, I've grown taller. I have really grown 3 centimeters." The little girl was strangled by her brother, thinking he was mentally ill, so she screamed loudly, "This stupid brother, will you let go? Mom, call the police quickly, he's going up, there's a storm. I just measured it yesterday and it was only 168 centimeters, but I just measured it again and it's already 171 centimeters, this is for real. Armpit pain always." I was right to apologize to my mother. The system is also displaying the number of cards you currently have as 0. The mother also didn't pay much attention to what her son said, who was in a drunken stupor. She slowly said, "I'm also sorry for getting angry with you, sit down and eat." Soo-hyun heard that and felt a bit regretful. "I'm also sorry about what happened at school." After that, the 3 people sat at the warm family dining table. Soo-hyun ate while thinking emotionally, "This is the first time I've apologized to my mother. Indeed, I am also at fault." Scene changed to the next morning, at school. Soo-hyun walked in the hallway, triumphant, thinking, higher, then taller, then. "I've really grown taller, now, I belong to the high class over 1.7 meters. It's true that the air over 1.7 meters is different from real foam." The kids around saw his face as shy as Soo-hyun's 18-year-old girl, so they whispered to each other, "What's wrong with Kim Soo-hyun's face? He looks like he's having fun. Maybe he overdosed on drugs, but wait, it looks like he's grown taller, right? Is he wearing padded shoes? Look closely." On this side, Soo-hyun was smiling happily like a flower, whispering, "People really grow taller, ha ha ha, it's all thanks to the quest board." "But why? There's still no mission today, right? You must have a mission to receive a card." Immediately, the system board appeared, making the young people as happy as when the admin got a raise. "Your quest has been opened. If completed, you will receive a gold and silver card." At this moment, Soo-hyun was a little surprised and thought, "Is it a gold card again? Is there also a silver card? Anyway, the task is as easy as eating porridge, isn't it, because I made a big profit?" Suddenly Baek Chae-rin passed by and bumped into his shoulder. The system immediately displays the task. That is to kiss Chae-rin once. The reward is 1 gold card, 1 silver card. This system is also less evil. At the same time, she turned around and cursed, "Damn, if you touch me, you want to be beaten, right?" Soo-hyun Kim was still shocked when she saw her new assignment. White eyes, internally exclaimed, "What is this?" The second task is to kiss Baek Chae-rin. This mission is no different than asking him to kiss a lion, truly playing with death. At this moment, Chae-rin, out of her delinquent habits, shouted, "Hey, do you want to be beaten?" The girl raised her hand to physically impact Soo-hyun. "Beat me to death now." Soo-hyun put her hands on her head, preparing to fight the attack of the fierce girl in front of her. Suddenly Chae-rin stopped and looked at her hand and said, "I heard that being beaten by me is the wish of many people. You won't get that blessing. You're a bunch of perverts." Having said that, she walked away shyly. Leaving behind, young Soo-hyun confusedly whispered to himself, "The mission is so absurd, how can I kiss him? This mission is impossible. What else? First of all, just look at the mission board. It's a bit like giving up the mission, isn't it? You must exit this mission immediately to receive another mission." Then he tried it, and the system immediately displayed the attention section. If you abandon the mission, all previous rewards will be confiscated. Additionally, the quest board will never appear again. Are you sure you will give up the quest? After Soo-hyun finished reading, she exclaimed in panic, "Collecting rewards, did you hear about this?" The kids around at this time thought this guy was having a seizure and hadn't taken his medicine yet, so they said to each other, "Hey, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Why are you asking?" It was like he was touching something. "Oh my god, this guy is crazy, dirty, and unhygienic." Soo-hyun on this side only focused on the system, thinking to herself, I didn't know that that was still the case. If I give up, will I go back to being 168 centimeters tall? It'll be forever. Will I never be able to accept missions again? Next, the system announces the mission to kiss Baek Chae-rin, with no more than one reward of completing 1 gold card and 1 silver card, limited time until school ends. Soo-hyun, with the bravery of a young student who was beaten the most in the class, firmly said, I will definitely not give up. Definitely, I won't go back to 168 centimeters again. Just accept the challenge first. Next, entering the classroom, I saw Baek Chae-rin putting her legs on the chair, sitting like a big sister in school. Or should I forcefully kiss him? There's no way I could do that. At this moment, Soo-hyun's mouth kept chattering, kiss 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 or not. Suddenly, someone spoke up and said, let me kiss you. The young man, thinking it was Chae-rin, was delighted and turned to confirm, what, is it true? The other friend immediately replied, if you feel okay. Looking at him next to Soo-hyun, she couldn't help but be scared. Oh my god, I'm so startled. It turned out to be a fat, intelligent young man sitting next to him. Feeling strange, Soo-hyun also asked again, what is it, Yakuza? What's wrong with your face? I was beaten by them. Don't tell anyone. You look like you're so good at fighting, yet you're in the same situation as me. Yakuza replied, I also thought I was very strong, but stop talking about pitying me. Why do you keep saying kiss and kiss, and you're sitting right next to me? It's not that suspicious. Looking bewildered and confused, Soo-hyun also replied, that's just an example. If someone gave you a task to kiss a girl, what would you do? That seems a bit difficult, the Yakuza young man replied with a foolish expression. Just ask sincerely for a favor. If there's a free hug, there should also be a free kiss, right? Hearing his friend's useless advice, Soo-hyun held her head and protested, no Yakuza people like us, it's not okay to do that. Next, the young Yakuza man appeared to be knowledgeable and offered another solution. If that doesn't work, how about paying, and asking for help? Seeing that the idea was not bad, young Soo-hyun happily agreed. He praised, yes, you are truly a genius. Kissing is just 2 lips colliding. And who doesn't like it? Material, do you like money? I have to give him some money and ask for help. Yakuza, do you have some money? I have to give him some money for a kiss. It sounds so silly, but the Yakuza young man took out money from his pocket and gave it to him. Oh, don't worry, I have some. A moment later, when he saw that his actions were a bit crazy, Kuza immediately said, sorry, I didn't understand why I said that. Please remember to return the money to me. Soo-hyun also replied, maybe we should take a day to repent about this. Kuza put the money away and continued, but, don't 2 people have to be together to do that kissing thing? We, as humans, can't have that blessing. Hearing that, Soo-hyun thought to herself, there's nothing wrong with what Yakuza said. How do I have any time to be alone with Baek Chae-rin? Yes, PE class, Chae-rin, always using excuses as illness so she doesn't have to take PE class. What else? A while later, it was physical education class. Miss Chae-rin, sleeping, in class. Then, startled, I woke up. Looking over, I saw Soo-hyun. She immediately asked, don't you also study physical education? On this side, young Soo-hyun was sweating under his armpits, thinking to himself, is he awake? Finally living alone, the 2 of us, what should I do now? At the same time, he also joked that I'm not very strong, so I have to stay in class. Hearing that, Chae-rin was angry and cursed, damn it, you intentionally let me peek at me while sleeping, right? You're definitely dead. Kim Soo-hyun will have rumors about this. That's really stupid. Suddenly, Soo-hyun stood up, ate loudly, and said loudly, it's not true. I told you it's not true. Seeing the young man's attitude today was so different, Chae-rin was also a little scared. Oh yeah, just kidding, you're not interesting at all. Hey, you're not working hard, right? Go buy me a box of strawberry milk. Soo-hyun also finished with the sentence, I already bought it for you. Chae-jin was surprised at this moment. When did you buy it? The middle position is different. At this moment, Soo-hyun's mind was filled with many thoughts. Should I suggest going on a date with Baek Chae-rin first? Kissing is something that only people who are dating do. What are the odds of Baek Chae-rin liking me? What do I think? How can that be possible? I can't think about anything else at this moment. If I don't do it right away, I probably won't be able to complete the task. Suddenly, young Soo-hyun grabbed Baek Chae-rin's box of strawberry milk. Making her startled, she asked in confusion, what are you doing, you crazy guy? Soo-hyun now used all her strength to empty the milk carton in one breath, while drinking and reassuring herself, let's drink to gain momentum, then let's move on. I can't do nothing and just give up. Next, our young man slammed the milk carton on the table, puffed out his chest and screamed. I don't know, have you ever kissed? After listening, Chae-rin was confused and embarrassed and replied, kiss. Hey, Soohyun, do you want to try on number 8 cuffs? Young Soohyun immediately smiled awkwardly and said stiffly, I'm just kidding, I'm just curious, that's why I asked. Suddenly, an iPhone 15 phone, running the Android operating system, posted, capture this moment. It turns out, it belongs to the fat guy Chang Dong, and his accomplices heard everything. He also turned on his flirting mode and said, we'll kiss you for you, ha 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 ha. After that, a lot of mocking laughter erupted, causing Soohyun to freeze. Look at this, do you guys know anything? Ha ha. Kim Soohyun likes Beat Chai Rin, ha 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 ha. Forgive the country. Kim Soohyun likes Baek Charin, Chai Rin, right now, has a little bit of excitement in her heart. Young Soohyun was snuggling into Chang Dong's armpit, trying to grab the phone, and said excitedly, no, it's not like that. Why did you come back? It's not like that. Delete it quickly. It goes. As for Chang Dong, he gloated and said, this is so interesting. Unable to bear the attack, Soohyun shouted loudly, bastard, quickly delete that video. Immediately, a powerful, super terrible punch hit Soohyun straight in the face. Chang Dong also happily added, Soohyun, hey, I'm just joking like you joke with Beak Chai Rin. You can joke, but we can't, we are humans too. Why can't we joke? We just want to get closer to you, we want to get closer to you, ha 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 ha. As he spoke, he repeatedly slapped Soohyun's face. Every word he uttered was a painful slap on Soohyun's face. A few of Chang Dong's juniors stood to the side and laughed happily. A moment later, Soohyun's face turned red and his glasses were broken. That guy was about to raise his hand and hit him hard. Suddenly being stopped by Chai Rin, she opened her eyes and said, what are you doing, Choi? Chang Dong, stop it. He understood everything, and even deleted what he had turned away from. Chang Dong was also obedient like a puppy and obeyed. If Chai Rin said, then of course I have to listen. So, Chang Dong, go smoke, here. Let's go, guys. From the beginning, we didn't film at all, we're crazy to film that guy, right, Soohyun, see you soon. Chai Rin then turned and said, hey, go home. If you don't want it, you'll be beaten again. That afternoon, when he returned home, young Soohyun held his head, fell into depression, felt sad, looked bored, and lost all desire to speak. He sat holding his legs and wailing like a girl, it's over until school ends, hahoo, I've been beaten to pieces, I have to go home early. Why would you suddenly want to try something, knowing that, if I just gave up, I wouldn't have been beaten? From now on, how can I go to school? Looks like they're all back. As for the broken glass, how can I tell my mother? Just now, I had to try forever to crawl into the house. In the end, the mission failed. I will return to my height of 168 centimeters. Looking into the future, we see how the river is wide and the road is long. Anyway, I was happy, being able to live with a height of 171 centimeters. Suddenly, a notification appeared from the system, making Soohyun scream, congratulations, you have completed the mission. Back to where Beak Chai Rin was before, when Soohyun left, she saw a box of strawberry milk on the table and immediately picked up the box of strawberry milk, silently said, he hasn't drank it yet. Kiss what a fool, never before. So what? After taking a breath, she was startled to realize and exclaimed, oh wait, Kim Soohyun has already sucked it in, what else? The young man on this side stood up immediately with an expression of disbelief on his face, along with the sparkling light of the congratulatory system board. You have received a reward, which is a gold card and a silver card. The young man saw this and was as confused as an owl, not understanding how it had been completed. No need to know, leave her alone, I have a card and that's fine. Open the system card, immediately notify, you have opened the yellow card, you have opened the silver card. Soohyun is also remembering the past, the first yellow card, she grew 3 centimeters taller. So, this time, damn, it's crazy. This is a real pain. The information about the yellow card appeared before his eyes. Consumable card, sharp eyes, your left and right eye vision will be fixed, nearsightedness is 2.0, if you use this card, it will disappear. Will you use it? The young man's expression was extremely surprised. Damn, this time, is it a vision reward? After that, he read the order again. I use. The system announces, you have used the card, sharp eye. Next, Soohyun looked at her hand, his eyes are also gradually changing. The hand, from 144p resolution, converted to 4K is really new, it's really virtual. Immediately, young Soohyun laughed like crazy, then he howled and shouted, amazing mission, I'm so happy, ha 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 ha. The system, at this moment, suddenly announced, you still have one more card. Soohyun happily speculated, that's right, I also received another silver card, but this time I don't know what ability it is. Compared to the gold card, it's not as good, but it probably won't be that bad. Kai, let's open the card. The system notification panel shows, silver card, being opened. After watching, our young man was once more shocked, so bewildered that he suddenly exclaimed, "Hey, what is this? This is a silver card, it's not good at all." Next, Suhyun ran out, screaming like some teenagers playing with toys too much, Mom, these are my eyes." At the dining table, right now her younger sister is eating delicious rice. The pink shirt she's wearing looks equally delicious. The girl said coldly, "Let's eat." Suhyun also asked again, "Mom, where did you go? Do you work at night? I'll cook for my sister." The younger sister replied in surprise, "What is it? Mom prepared everything before leaving. You have a foul mouth, so don't talk to me." Suhyun countered, "Yes, but the smell comes from me, it doesn't matter." Suhyun replied dejectedly, "Yeah, let's just say so." Seeing that Suhyun's face was all swollen, she immediately asked, "What's wrong? What's wrong with your face?" Suhyun also immediately lied, "While playing with friends, I fell down." But Hyun immediately exposed his brother's clumsy lie, "Damn, if I get beaten, I'll be beaten." Suhyun didn't admit it, he smiled and justified, "Have you ever seen me being beaten by someone? That guy is my brother, 1 year older than me, often showing off." Suhyun also asked, "Where did your glasses go?" Suhyun happily replied, "Your eyes are brighter, ha ha, will you stop talking nonsense?" Suhyun's brother also said, "I have some things that you don't know." The younger sister also advised, "Anyway, don't talk to me at school." Hearing that, he asked in surprise, "Why? Any more questions?" "Because I feel too embarrassed, so what else?" The next morning, Suhyun went to school again, going to school like any other day. As soon as he reached the classroom door, he was punched in the stomach by Chang-dong. "Wanna vomit? Vomit profusely." At the same time, Chang-dong mocked, "Oh my god, our Suhyun is already at school. But why do you have the nerve to go to school?" The two juniors in the back not only did not intervene, but also provoked, "Chang-dong, so he doesn't care about you?" The other guy replied, "Correct." Hearing that, Chang-dong used both hands to squeeze Suhyun's head. He kneeled and kicked Suhyun in the face, causing him extreme pain. The two muzzled gangsters saw this and were so scared that they said, Hey, he'll die like this. Stop it, hasn't it stopped yet? Stop it, ha." That fat and ugly guy still didn't forgive the male lead. He promised, "After lunch, go behind the school and see me. You'll probably vomit, so don't eat lunch anymore. This is the game, live as you choose. Well, don't blame us. Try to endure it, Chang-dong will not disappoint you." At this time, the Yakuza youth spoke up, "Hey, sorry." Suhyun also replied politely, "Why do you have to apologize? If you tried to stop her, you would have been beaten up. There's a rule between us, when we get beaten, we take the fight alone." The friend replied, "That's true, but today, it seems more terrible than usual." Suhyun immediately put her face down on the table, looking bored, and replied, "I don't know. I suddenly asked Baek Chai-rin if he had ever kissed her. Why wouldn't I know?" The little boy Yakuza also said, "Do you want a kiss? I won't do it with you." Suhyun put her face down on the table, with tears welling up. He said to himself, "This is so boring, why do I live like this?" After a while, "Is it time to eat yet?" While the classmates talked, laughed with each other, the male lead was sent to the fields by Chang-dong. He held a 3-digit cigarette in his hand and said contemptuously, "Do it again, like you did yesterday." Suhyun smiled faintly, knelt on the ground, and said, I'm sorry, probably because at that time, I was just crazy." "Oh, that's not okay." The pig named Chang-dong suddenly said, "That's really strange." Suhyun asked confusedly, What's strange?" "I'm the one who hit you, but why do you have to apologize?" As soon as he said Chang-dong's name, he slapped the male lead's face with another painful slap. Suhyun hugged her face, not understanding why she was being abused like that. Next, Chang-dong threw out a cigarette and gave an order. "Hey Suhyun, pick it up and bring it here to me." He also asked again, "Aren't you already smoking all of this?" Chang-dong had a cold face and said in a harsh voice, "Don't ask too much, pick it up here, quickly." Suhyun was so threatened that she had to crawl over and pick it up for him. Suddenly, a familiar voice rang out, "Hey, what are you doing?" Suhyun looked up and discovered her younger sister Kim Suhyun. Suhyun, at this moment, was sweating under her armpits. "I thought to myself, I've been discovered by my sister, what should I do now?" Suhyun asked again, "What are you doing?" The male lead was confused. The thing is, the story is like this. Chang-dong, seeing the beautiful girl, immediately appeared friendly, put his arm around Suhyun's shoulder, and asked, "Who is this?" Suhyun answered hesitantly, "It's my sister. You have a sister." After that, the girl lover Chang-dong immediately lied, "Don't get the wrong idea, sister, I was just smoking and asked Suhyun to pick it up for me. I just don't want the teachers to know about this, right, Suhyun? Suhyun also quickly replied, ah, that's right. Kim de Suhyun also asked back, is that true? The fat and stupid girl replied, of course, I told you so. Girl, don't misunderstand me. As he spoke to the fat guy Chang Dong, he put his arm around Suhyun's shoulder and walked to a place quite far away. When he said, something almost happened, right? Thank me, there, Suhyun replied, ah, yes, thank you. But, your sister must be liked by many people, right? Suhyun also replied, you mean, probably not. After looking at Kim de Suhyun's younger sister's slim figure, Chang Dong immediately said, Suhyun, I want to get closer to you. After a while, go into the bathroom. Chang Dong just finished peeing and waved his hand. Water splashed everywhere. While lying, he said, I'm so sad about you having a sister but not saying anything. I thought we always shared everything in that life. Suhyun bowed her head and said, ah, yes, our relationship is not very good. She also said at school, don't act like you know her, so. Before he could finish his sentence, the bastard Chang Dong thought the fat was delicious and was about to quickly slurp. Is that so? Then introduce me. Suhyun asked in surprise, what introduction? The other guy put his unwashed toilet hand on Suhyun's hand and continued, that's right, it's your sister, introduce me, ha ha ha. Hearing that, Suhyun panicked and waved her hand, she's not interesting, she just studies like me. Chang Dong still refused to let the young man go. I'm not good at studying either, let's go to the library together. What's the point of having good friends? Introduce me, he. Suhyun was now trembling like a plow and replied, no, that girl is really bland. Hearing this, Chang Dong couldn't bear it anymore and changed his tone, let me get this straight. You say, tough as a leech. Suhyun, at this moment, was extremely frightened because she knew she was about to be impregnated and arrive. Suddenly, someone spoke up, now, what are you talking about? Chang Dong was immediately startled because someone called his name. Choi Chang Dong, you're talking too much. It turned out that it was the young Yakuza man. He was defecating. He opened the door and walked out without even having time to pull up his pants. Immediately, Chang Dong gave the young man a punch straight in the mouth. At the same time, he went crazy, shouted loudly, fuck you Yakuza. I told you not to startle me because of your bone-like face. He beat and cursed, please, it's a student, give me a student, okay. Your face, is it that of an 18-year-old? Hitting your face makes me feel angry. Also, I told you, stop talking so tragically. While fighting furiously, someone called, causing Chang Dong to turn around in surprise. Hey, you pig-faced bastard. It turns out that our male lead couldn't stand this bastard and started cursing him. Chang Dong also opened his eyes and asked again, what, pig-face, Suhyun, are you awake right now? I called you, fat, pig-faced guy. With the bravery of a muzzled gangster, named Chang Dong, he clenched his fists, slowly approached, intending to physically impact, Suhyun, you're crazy, fuck you. As he spoke, he clenched his fists and gritted his teeth, then rushed forward with all his strength. The main character's aura, at this time, has radiated, no longer the weak guy like before. Suhyun also remembered what happened before. When he opened the remaining card, the young man howled loudly, swallowing loudly. This is a silver card, why do I have this? It won't be of any use anyway, there's no way it can be used, right? The information on the silver card displayed is the jab boxing attack card. You can use the jab in boxing. The current technical rank is F rank, proficiency is not above 100. At this time, Suhyun used a system hack and punched Chang Dong in the face several times. The system also displays the message, you are using jab. Suhyun's mind also kept thinking, I can't continue to live like this. I will fight, I will change. Immediately, the system announced, the mission has been opened. Defeat Choi Chang Dong and complete the mission to receive rewards, 1 silver card, 1 bronze card. Our Suhyun did not forget to crow a few words at this time. Are you saying I'm as tough as a leech? I'll show you what it means to be tough, like a leech. The system also displays the message, mission begins. He was also thinking to himself, ha ha, the system is truly magical. On this side, the pig-faced guy Chang Dong, his face wrinkled like a monkey's ass, was extremely bitter. He cursed loudly, fuck you, what is the situation now? Seeing the disgusting face of the school boss Chang Dong, the male lead was also a little scared, anger flowing down his face. That pig-faced guy kept saying, wow, it's just like in a movie. Next, he slowly walked over and said a few dirty words, you watch too much YouTube, have you become an idiot, are you really planning to fight with me? As soon as he finished speaking, Suhyun gave him a punch, fast as a squirrel, in the mouth. Chang Dong didn't understand what was going on at this time, so he exclaimed, ah fuck, what is this? Did he secretly go to boxing lesson? When did it learn, so why did he go to boxing school? This guy was still as stubborn as an ox and rushed forward to attack him, shouting loudly, "That bastard dares to punch your father." Soo-hyun immediately gave him another punch, causing the fat man's face to distort. Then, without giving him any more chances, he unleashed a series of virtual punches, just like an Indian movie. Chang Dong was punched. Let them go to the banks and fields, but they can't do anything. Soo-hyun, having been patient for so long, today was the moment when she madly vented all the anger in her heart in his face. The Yakuza youth stood next to him, dumbfounded, not understanding what was going on. Next, the system displays the task: beat Chang Dong, reward, 1 silver card and 1 bronze card, you have completed the mission. The Yakuza youth saw Soo-hyun sitting on Chang Dong's body and screamed so loudly that it was deafening. What the hell? Soo-hyun defeated Choi Chang Dong. System notification: your jab proficiency has increased. The little boy, Yakuza, now panicked and asked, Soo-hyun, have you killed someone? Soo-hyun replied, Me, no, he just fainted. Immediately, the Yakuza youth grabbed Soo-hyun's hand and said, now is not the time to do that. Run away, quickly run away. Soo-hyun also held, responding, oh my god, I told you not to talk in that dangerous way. A moment later, 2 young men ran to the school warehouse. Soo-hyun was now breathing heavily and said, for now, we have successfully escaped. The boy still couldn't help but repeat in fear, it's just the beginning. The whole class is probably in a commotion right now, Kuza corrected. It's not like the whole school is correct, the reason they're scary is because they have groups. Thinking about the scene, Chang Dong led his juniors to look for the male lead. Where is that bitch Soo-hyun Kim? But, young Soo-hyun held his head, wanting to fall into depression. Now, how should I go to school? Every break, I'll be dragged out and beaten. Feeling strange, the Yakuza youth also asked, but, Soo-hyun, when did you learn boxing? Soo-hyun awkwardly replied, that, I just self-taught following YouTube. The friend immediately praised, but it's all good. At this moment, Soo-hyun was startled and thought to herself, that reminds me, this is the first time such a notice has appeared. Proficiency has increased. If I learn all of these techniques, what will happen? The system is displaying the jab boxing attack card. The current technical rank is F rank, proficiency 97 out of 100. Thinking about this, Soo-hyun suddenly exclaimed, that's right, I have to check the reward. Hearing Soo-hyun talking nonsense, he asked again, what reward are you talking about? I don't quite understand. Soo-hyun also awkwardly replied, I was just mumbling to myself, it's nothing. He was also thinking to himself, it seemed like other people couldn't see that status panel, so I can check it now, right? Seeing Soo-hyun mumbling to herself, his friend Kuza worriedly asked, Soo-hyun, are you lonely? The male lead happily teased his friend, I won't kiss you. Having finished speaking, he turned around and looked at the system. Let's see. After looking at the 2 cards, Soo-hyun was once more startled, silently exclaiming, what is this? Is this still okay? Suddenly, 3 plump female classmates walked over. Beat Chai-rin asked in surprise, what are you guys doing here? The 2 young men on this side, sweat dripping down their buttocks, whispered to each other, it's a big deal, it's over, Mom. Soo-hyun reminded her friend, I told you not to speak dangerously. In his heart, he silently speculated, Beat Chai-rin must have come looking for me. Chai-rin approached Soo-hyun, immediately held out 2 giant grapefruits, and asked him, what's going on? Everyone is looking for you. Hearing that, Soo-hyun timidly replied, the story is that we fought. Chai-rin was also worried and reminded him, hey, I can't look at that anymore, so you should leave school early. But before he could do anything, he was caught and gone. At this time, a group of young gangsters with muzzles were interrogating our Soo-hyun. The leader then spoke up, this guy, that's right, no, damn, I can't believe it. The name Chang Dong was attacked by people like this. Was he beaten to the point of fainting by people like this? The Yakuza youth also spoke up, saying, you guys should stop. But, as soon as he finished his sentence, he was immediately punched, making him want to shake his jaw. Then, he turned around and loudly called out to the waiting students, what the hell are you looking at? Take your eyes off me, otherwise, go away you crazy people, get out before I have to fuck you. He said to the male protagonist, what about you, do you want to fight with me? The juniors next to him also said, should we fight with me, or should we fight with me? Soo-hyun was so threatened by them that she closed her eyes tightly. Internal struggle, what to do now? It's better to just let them fight and buy time, who knows, maybe that guy will come here. The newly enrolled monster who took out all the third-year thugs, Gu Ha-jun, he is the biggest boss in this high school. Just as I mentioned it, that Gu Ha-jun arrived, he is a tall young man, with a very handsome face, just like the Korean handsome guy that women love so much. The mushroom head, now excitedly approaching, told Ha Jun, "This is a great story. Choi Chang-dong was beaten in the bathroom, and then fainted, ha ha ha." See, Haejin's cold as ice expression. The mushroom head, now feeling scared and sweating, quickly ran back to apologize. Next, Haejin loudly asked, "Who is Choi Chang-dong?" Hearing his name mentioned, Choi Chang-dong hesitantly replied, "Dude, did you call me?" Ha Jun looked at Soo-hyun and continued asking, "Were you beaten by this guy?" The name was Chang-dong, and he immediately told his mother, "That's right, big brother, this guy dares to hit me." He continued, "This guy, raise your head quickly." Soo-hyun, at this moment, was scared beyond words. Haejin also asked, "Did you really beat this kid? Why did you do that?" The male lead hesitantly replied, He touched my family first." Soo-hyun remembered Chang-dong's miserable face when he asked the male lead to introduce his sister to him. He immediately shouted loudly, "He has bad intentions towards my family." After listening, Haejin calmly replied, "That's it. Hey man, if you're that good at fighting, let's give it a try. I heard you know boxing. Let's give it a try." Soo-hyun trembled and said, "It's not like I know boxing, actually." Seeing Soo-hyun, I trembled like a chicken caught in the rain. The kids here were extremely happy. Next, Haejin spoke up, "Are you saying you won't fight, or let me fight?" Soo-hyun hesitated, thinking, "What should I do now? Did he tell me to fight? Do I really have to fight? If I really fight, where will things go? Here, in the end I got beaten up too, right?" Seeing Soo-hyun thinking for too long, Haejin, with the tone of a gang boss, added another sentence, "If you can hit me, we will let this matter go, I promise." Soo-hyun was confused and worried, not knowing what to do. Soo-hyun suddenly remembered 2 cards. Before that, he immediately took it out, took a look, and thought to himself, "The 2 cards I received this time, don't I mean I can use them right now?" Information of 2 cards, shown as silver card, regular card, instant stamina recovery, can only be used once a day, bronze card, normal card, high negative skill, you can make high-pitched sounds, note, maybe a bit okay. After reading it, he thought to himself, "The new cards I received, the high-pitched skills don't seem to be very suitable for this situation. Should I use recovery cards? If I use them, then I can't. Will my strength be restored? But even if my strength is restored, it won't make any difference." Haejin was still threatening at this time, "I told you to fight, that's it." After that, Soo-hyun also understood, if you hit, you will be punished, but if you don't hit, you will be punished, anyway, you will still be beaten, but, after being punched, you will be beaten, it is still better. After thinking about it, he immediately used the boxing skill jab and punched Haejin straight, but, with many years of martial arts experience, the gangster Haejin, the boss of the school, could easily avoid it. Soo-hyun was frightened and exclaimed, "What is that? Did he dodge?" Then, many lightning-fast punches were thrown. Haejin kept swerving left and right, avoiding ghosts like an Indian movie. Soo-hyun, confused, didn't know what to do. After a while, he opened his eyes. I whispered, thinking that I had fainted. "That's right, Ha Jun dodged my jab, and I fainted on his first punch. So that's it, I know how it all happened. He's probably angry because he told me to fight but I actually did, now I'm sure I'll die with him. He would tear his body apart, then throw it to stray dogs to eat, for example. What to do? Preparing for a beating, I can't even choose my own death anymore." While in despair, Ha Jun suddenly spoke up and said, "Why is that? Go smoke." Hearing this sentence, our Soo-hyun was startled and looked at me with wide eyes. After that, he obediently followed. Going to the gathering place, Soo-hyun was lost among the thugs. They laughed and talked about their success in flirting with girls. "Okay, how did you do?" "Of course I asked for that girl's phone number." "Try inviting him out for a drink, you crazy guy." Haha. Heard this crazy story, Soo-hyun wondered silently, "What is going on? What is this all about? How did I end up here?" Suddenly, Haejin gave the new young man a cigarette. He said to the main man, "What are you still doing? Quickly smoke." Soo-hyun immediately smiled awkwardly, waved her hand and refused. "Hey, I don't know how to smoke." In his heart, he secretly thought, he probably intended to beat me here. What an evil guy, he couldn't beat me in class, so he brought me here. He's exactly like the rumors, this dad is really trash. But, unexpectedly, after asking Soo-hyun's full name, Haejin immediately apologized for what happened earlier. "You're a better fighter than I thought, I just reacted by reflex." After listening, our Soo-hyun was extremely surprised at this guy. What, he's apologizing to me, why is he even acknowledging me? Haejin also added, "I've also studied boxing for a long time, you seem to have a talent for it." Later that day, when I got home, then, Young Soo-hyun fell into deep thought, wondering, what kind of person is Gu Ha-jun? According to rumors, he is a very scary person, right? Suddenly he apologized and even praised me. His voice is still very emotional, or is he not like the rumors say? Or did he do it on purpose, to give himself a life and death battle tomorrow? Here, the more the young man thinks now, the more stupid he becomes like a fox. Then, look at the displayed system table again. You are not on duty, Soo-hyun said to herself again. I thought, thanks to the mission I became close to Gu Ha-jun. But, who came up with this mission? Still a guide, that's why getting a new card is so easy. Surely there is another main quest. Up until now, the cards I have received include gold cards, silver cards, and bronze cards. Looks like there will be other cards too. If there were a card that was better than a gold card, how good it would be. The card's abilities are also quite funny. All the cards I received were related to fighting, all of them. The next morning, it was another normal school day for our male lead. But, when he entered the classroom, he and the young man, his best friend, and the stupid boy felt extremely unusual. Yakuza, looking dangerous, said, Gu Ha-jun, it's been quite quiet. The male lead replied, that's right, I thought, as soon as I walked to the school gate, I was stabbed, probably trying to kill me when I was defenseless. Suddenly a voice rang out, startling him, Soo-hyun Kim. Chang Dong walked into the classroom and walked up to Soo-hyun and said, so you're in the classroom. Soo-hyun had just met him and was about to attack him. He clenched his fists and shouted, that's right, what should I do, what are you going to do to me? But Chang Dong calmly replied, it's not like that, Ha-jun wants to see you, after class. He turned to leave and continued, so, I've conveyed my words, okay, the male lead confusedly called out, wait. The male lead's face was bloodless due to fear. He exclaimed, okay, it's over, want to see me after school, it's obvious that you want to torture my spirit, Yakuza, I have to what to do now. The guy next to him also added fuel to the fire, whatever happens, finally happen. There's no way, if you run away, tomorrow you'll be beaten even more horribly, today, just going there and getting beaten is the best policy. After school, Soo-hyun went to a bar, where Haejin had informed him in advance. As soon as he opened the door and stepped inside, he froze, speechless. Big brother Haejin, along with his younger brothers and beauties, were drinking and flying around inside. Haryun also spoke up, quickly go inside and sit down. Soo-hyun was thinking to herself, isn't this place a drinking den? He used to hang out every day, he's probably buried in places like this. Why are all the famous kids in school here? That guy was planning on, are you hiding your well here? Two beautiful girls were whispering to each other, who is he? I don't know, I just met. Soo-hyun was still sweating under her armpits, thinking to herself, what is he planning to do? How can I only get beaten once or twice? Suddenly Haejin interrupted Chae-rin and Soo-hyun's conversation. He said, that's new, since you're here, quickly sing a song. The disciples next to him urged, Ha-jun told you to sing. Soo-hyun was surprised, sing. He looked at the music player and thought to himself, I don't know how to sing at all, I'm crazy, but if I refuse and then break the atmosphere, what will happen? Well, just move on, then calculate further. Soo-hyun immediately used the system's high-pitched skills to create a beautiful song like a professional singer. Hearing the male lead's voice as beautiful as a cuckoo made Chae-rin drop the lipstick she was holding in her hand and stood there wide-eyed. The two girls on this side were whispering to each other, it's fake, it's unbelievable. Even big brother Haejin had to freeze and exclaim, wow. After finishing singing, Soo-hyun was shy, blushing, like an 18-year-old girl, said, what's wrong with everyone's expressions? Did I sing so well? Chae-rin spoke up, I thought it was a night singing. The girl next to her responded, that's right, so cute, did you hear the soprano voice? I was startled. Ha-jun's juniors also happily laughed and said to each other, can you post that song? Ha ha, you sound so strange, is it a mosquito? Saying it's a mosquito smells like blood, ha ha. Haejin, who is this guy? Your friend, Haejin's friend, first time seeing Haejin supporting someone, ha ha ha, his name is Soo-hyun Kim. Soo-hyun sing one more song. At this moment, Soo-hyun opened her eyes wide and thought to herself in utter surprise, don't they attack me, really? After that, two young men happily ran up, patted Soo-hyun on the shoulder, and said, hey Soo-hyun, want to sing some dance songs? Soo-hyun happily said loudly, okay. The other guy was excited, you're welcome, thanks, I like you already. Hearing that, Soo-hyun internally exclaimed, ah fuck, is that true? I see, the rumors are untrue. Haejin is a very friendly person. After that, he turned around and called Haejin up to dance with him. Haejin nodded in response, okay, just play comfortably. It was the first time going to school, and Soo-hyun felt so happy. The next morning, Suhyun happily went to school. The surrounding students looked at him and whispered loudly, "I thought he was a bookworm, but I didn't expect that he was Haejin's friend." "Is that so?" I heard. "Fighting is also terrible." My Suhyun, at this moment, looked as fresh as a newly bloomed flower, silently saying in her heart, "Now, my life will turn to a new page, because Haejin has become my bodyguard. Since the mission, everything has become better. I don't need to worry about being beaten anymore. I'll ask him to take care of Yakuza too." Suddenly, the school boss Haejin walked up and said, "What is it? Are you just coming to school now?" Suhyun was immediately happy and replied, "Haejin, are you new there too? Let's go to class." Suddenly, a system notification appeared, "Main mission, officially begun." Suhyun was startled, thinking, the main mission, the tutorial mission has already ended. From now on, the main missions will appear, so what will the reward be? The system displays the message again, "When you complete the main mission for the first time, you will get a platinum card." Oh, the platinum card, isn't that a card that's even better than the gold card? Well then, the mission must be very difficult. Whatever it is, I'll do it. Before he could be happy for a few seconds, the system gave him a mission. This mission made him freeze, that is to defeat Gu Ha-jun, the big brother of Kanguk High School, and the execution time is 3 days. Reward, a platinum card. Seeing the system panel appear with Haejin's cold expression, Suhyun, terrified, cried internally, "What mission is this? Even though the rumor about Gu Ha-jun is very bad, how can I defeat the whole school's big brother in those 3 days? It's clearly an impossible task. What else should I do?" Haejin, seeing that the young man had strange symptoms, immediately asked, "What's wrong? Is there something you want to say?" The system also announces, during the main mission, additional side missions will appear. You will have a chance to receive more cards. At this moment, Suhyun could only stare at Haejin, thinking of a scenario as dark as her future, and lamenting, why is there a mission like this, when everything is going well? There is also a time limit, defeating Go Ha-jun, the big brother of Kangbuk High School. If I can't win against him within 3 days, is it considered a 7-fail mission? There's no way I can win against him. Mom, save me. At lunchtime, Suhyun sat blankly as if she had just been dumped by her boyfriend. In my head, I kept thinking, what should I do? The mission I had helped me get closer to Gu Ha-jun. I thought I would have a school life like everyone else, yet, this mission forces me to fight Haejin. He is the big brother of this high school. Kuza's friend is currently sitting down to eat. He seemed very afraid of something. His shyness was dripping drop by drop. It turned out that eating with the two of them was Ha-jun. He leisurely ate and played with his phone. I ignored the 2 young men next to me who were sweating under their armpits. Kuza exclaimed, "I can't eat anymore." He turned and asked softly, Suhyun, why is he eating with us?" Suhyun replied, because I said I liked it, so he came here." After finishing eating, Haryan also stood up and said, "I'll go first, you can eat." Suhyun saw that and thought to herself, even though the rumors about him are not very good, Gu Ha-jun is actually a gentle, kind, caring friend, so, why do I have to fight with him? Damn, this is crazy not knowing what to do. Suhyun came up with an idea. "That's right, it's okay if I give up the mission, right? Hey. He immediately turned to pat his young friend's shoulder and said, "Thank you." Kuza was bewildered and took the opportunity to reply, "What, are you calling me easy? So what do you think about me?" Suhyun heard that and said in disgust, "Shut up." After that, Suhyun walked away with a bright expression. He told himself that he would give up on the mission. Anyway, I already have Haejin. As long as I have him as my friend, my school life won't have anything to worry about anymore. There's no reason for me to pick a fight with him. My goal is just to have a normal life at school, but I'm not stupid. Why go to war with Haejin? The rewards will disappear, but I can't push Haejin away. I will give up my mission here. Our love is forever. Looking at this, why does it smell like love? What a piss. Next, Suhyun smiled widely and called out, "Ha-jun, I'm here." But, what caught his eyes was the scene of the spine-chilling solo skill of the school's big brother. Ha-jun, named Chang Dong, had his head banged against the wall, his face as black as the bottom of a pot, and he could only mumble a few words. "Hey, I'm sorry, Haejin." After coldly speaking, one sentence, "That's too much." Haejin slammed Chang Dong's head against the wall again very hard. It caused tears and snot to flow from his eyes. Suhyun, at this moment, froze, not understanding what was going on. Behind him, Chai-rin walked up and spoke up. "Do you think he's gentle? He was originally that kind of person. Do you know why he was beaten? Why? It's because he paid less protection money." "Protection money," Chai-rin continued to explain, "don't you know, the money that kids at our school have to pay?" Suhyun hesitantly replied, I know, I have to pay too. That amount, in the end, just fell into Gu Ha Jun's pocket. He ordered the others to collect, while he stood behind, eating everything. Gu Ha Jun seems to like you, but you should know exactly what kind of person he is, so I'm leaving. After hearing the story from Chai Rin, So-hyun stood still, speechless, then he turned to look at Ha Jun, whose clothes were stained with blood. The young man also discovered So-hyun standing on the side, and excitedly called out, So-hyun, are you here? I just arrived. So-hyun also asked, Haejin, I'm a little curious, why are you supporting me? Haejin calmly responded, that's it, of course it's because you're good at boxing. Before you appeared, there were only flies and mosquitoes, it was so boring. So-hyun also silently understood, so that's how it is, Gu Ha Jun, he only likes me because he mistakenly thinks I'm good at fighting. The big brother happily smiled and flirted with the male lead, asking again, why do you ask that? So-hyun replied, I'm just asking for fun. So-hyun felt a bit sad in his heart, he was still immersed in his thoughts, if I give up the mission, I will lose my jab skill. Another time he discovered that he could not fight, which was also when he doesn't see himself as human anymore. After that, So-hyun seemed stiff and lifeless. Haejin didn't understand what was wrong with the young man, so he shook his body and asked in panic, what's wrong with you? Did something happen? If it's okay, then speak up quickly. At this moment, So-hyun, tears flowing out like a stream, replied, it's not just that, I just want to cry. That afternoon, at the park, the scene before my eyes was extremely quiet, without a single person in sight. So-hyun was currently practicing boxing frantically. While fighting, he thought to himself, in the end, we still have to fight, let's try ourselves first. I can't go back to the old days anymore, I can't do nothing and just give up. But, how to win? At that time, this jab could not defeat him, only with jab, can I win? Wait, I have other cards, recovery cards and high negative cards, if I use both of these skills, can I win against Gu Ha Jun? Of course not. While life was at a dead end, a group of students who had not yet experienced life walked up and spoke up, hey, you're a high school student, right? Looking at the group of students in front of him, the male protagonist asked, what's going on? He gently replied, yes, that's right. One guy continued, so it's like that, we're short on money for transportation, can you lend us some money? So-hyun also replied, money for travel, sorry, but I don't have any money either. At this point, they revealed their thuggish nature and said, so that's it, you really aren't observant at all. The other guy's face changed, and she announced, you're being stripped, you idiot. Hearing that, So-hyun scratched her head, confused, and replied, but it's true that I don't have money. The big brother now raised his fist and shouted loudly, oh, so that's it, so you chose death. But, before he could do anything, So-hyun used his jab skill and punched him straight in the face. But our young Yun still didn't understand why he was so terrible, so he frantically said, I'm sorry, I don't understand why it's like that. Even though his teeth were broken and his nose was bloody, this guy was still a stubborn king, he still looked like a gangster. His muzzle loudly said, so you are the type to provoke attacks like this. Suddenly, the system sends a notification, your jab proficiency has increased. So-hyun was surprised and asked herself, proficiency, when I was practicing, there was no such notification, do I have to hit people to increase my proficiency? The card now displayed is the boxing jab attack card, you can use the jab attack in boxing, the current technique rank is F rank, mastery set has reached 100 out of 100, congratulations, your jab technique has been promoted to E rank. After watching, So-hyun looked at her hand, clenching her glowing fist, and was extremely surprised. Jab rank E, so that's it, leveling up also means you're stronger, right? Suddenly, the gang leader's muzzle jumped up, intending to attack, at the same time, he shouted loudly, damn, your father is an eyesore. He aggressively rushed forward, but before he could do anything, he immediately ate So-hyun's enhanced, lightning-fast punch. Even he was extremely surprised, silently exclaiming, wow, it's so different, I'm completely different from before, not only faster but also stronger. If at this level, I can win against Gu Ha Jun, I don't know. After being beaten by So-hyun until his mouth was swollen, the big brother shouted in pain at his juniors standing behind, fuck you, what are you guys still standing there doing, are you waiting for me to die before you plan to attack? Immediately, the rest of the group broke their arms and legs to appear ferocious and approached. So-hyun saw this and was a bit scared, not knowing how to fight back against a group of people like this. Suddenly, the system sent a new notification, the side mission has been opened, defeat the gangsters, the current level is not above 5, the completion reward is a silver card, along with that, a hidden condition exists. Looking at it, So-hyun was startled and thought to herself, is this a side quest? There are also hidden conditions. The system continued, you can abandon this hidden mission. Suhyun was surprised, can I let it go? Then, of course I will beat them all to death, but what else, why should I give up? At this time, 5 children rushed over, intending to play with Suhyun and show him his grandmother. I don't know why the male lead crossed his shirt straps even though it wasn't in any way, perhaps doing so would be stronger. He shouted, there's no way I'm giving up this mission, your dad is so scared of you. The system, at this time, also announced that the side quest had begun. You are using the high tone skill. Suhyun silently encouraged herself, I have that card, I can do it. Big brother Sang Chul led the group of juniors, still rubbing his nose that he had just been punched in. He asked annoyedly, do you know boxing? Suddenly he gritted his teeth and clenched his fist, intending to interact with the male protagonist. Seeing the group of people as fierce as animals in front of her eyes, Suhyun thought to herself, damn it, how can I win against these 5 guys? If each guy punches me once, I'm done. As for me, I only have this jab attack. Suhyun immediately used the boxing jab skill. One punch broke his mouth. Immediately, he hit his head on the ground, losing consciousness. The remaining 4 guys immediately shouted loudly, hey Sang Chul, what's wrong with you? Sang Chul, wake up quickly, open your eyes, you're just teasing us, right? Stop acting, Sang Chul. You left like this, Sang Chul, what about our dream, our promise, have you forgotten? At this time, the system immediately announces, you have defeated a snout gangster. The male lead's eyes widened in disbelief, what the hell, did I kill Sang Chul? Sang Chul saw that these guys were so crazy, he immediately spoke up, you crazy guys, shut up, I just got hit on the chin and fainted. The blonde man had tears in his eyes, then pointed his finger and ordered, arrest this brat right now. Quickly Suhyun was thinking to herself, luckily, it turns out he just fainted, we have to regain our fighting spirit right away. Even though I've already taken down 1 guy, there are still 4 more left. The muzzled gangsters then took off their coats and shouted loudly, okay, you're on your business. Do you know how Sang Chul is a person who doesn't respect his superiors or yield to his subordinates? They shouted to each other, quickly capture him, avenge Sang Chul. The male lead ran and argued, Sang Chul is dead so he can't take revenge. After that, Suhyun was chased by 4 guys, like a ghost. They switched and shouted, stop there, guy, let's see how long you can run. As he ran, he thought, let's just run away for now, then there's no point in thinking about it, 4 hits and you'll be crippled. You have to run as fast as you can and don't turn back. When you turn around, that's when you have to face them. But I can fight alone, I can only be. Suhyun ran to a small alley but was blocked. The thugs laughed happily, this crazy guy, haha, look at him, haha, are you running in here again? What a pig-headed guy, ha ha ha, look at it, don't you? Do you think running in here will solve everything? You look tired, are you a boxer? But it seems like your stamina is 0 now, and again, it seems like it only knows how to jab, ha ha ha. Suhyun was tired from running a long way. He thought to himself, if it were this place, I could fight them 1 by 1, but my current physical strength. If so, then drink it now, it will restore your system, what are you waiting for? Suddenly, the yellow-haired guy rushed forward, his face wrinkled like a monkey's ass, loudly cursing, fuck you, you guys go out and watch me show off, why should you be afraid of a guy who is exhausted? This is part of Sang Chul, I give it to you. Before he could show off his bravery, the blonde man received a punch straight to the face. Then, he leaned over and threw a hook punch. Then a series of punches were thrown, like a professional boxer, causing the loudmouthed guy just now to not have time to move his hand. The remaining 3 guys, their mouths opened as wide as catfish, exclaimed, damn it, is it a monster? I thought it was dead, what happened? After defeating another guy, Suhyun immediately felt confident, the illusion that she could feel very clearly, currently, I can freely use jab to attack. At this level, I can defeat Gu Ha Jun, then. The 3 kids on this side were scared and said to each other, damn, Dong Jin is dead too, oh, our faith and hope, Sang Chul is waiting for us. Suddenly, Suhyun rushed up, used the system's high-pitched skill, shouted loudly, your father did not kill Sang Chul, then he beat each guy to the shore and into the field. 1 punch to the chin, the system immediately announces, you have defeated 3 gangsters. With 1 more hit, you have defeated 4 hoodlums. 1 more punch was thrown and he sent them all back to the motherland. The thugs lay on the ground, the male lead was also sitting on the ground and panting because he was tired. The system notifies you that you have completed the side quest, and you have met the hidden condition. Suhyun was surprised, not understanding what it was. The system also explained, that is, you did not receive a single attack from your opponent and won. Congratulations, you have won a golden card, thanks to completing the hidden quest. At this moment, a bright light emitted, making the male protagonist extremely surprised. He thought to himself, I was afraid of being beaten, that's why I ran away like that. It turned out to be a hidden condition of the mission. Thanks to that, the reward was upgraded to a gold card. I'm so lucky. He immediately read the command, open card, your yellow card has been opened. Looking through the information on the card, Soo-hyun was surprised and couldn't believe it. Scene changed to one morning, at Soo-hyun's school. He was looking at the mission board, it was showing defeat Gu Ha-jun, big brother of Kangbuk High School. The reward for completion is a platinum card. The remaining time is 08,02,23. Soo-hyun now held her head, thinking, 3 days have already passed, there are only 8 hours left. Within these 8 hours, do I have to defeat Haejin? The cards I have are E-rank jab cards, high negative skills and healing beans, and the cards I received this time too, a total of 4. Can I win with just these, or not? He is the world's unrivaled rival Gu Ha-jun. No, I definitely have to win. If I lose, I will have to return to those terrible days. Suddenly, the Yakuza young man turned and said a startling sentence, let me kiss you. Soo-hyu immediately replied, damn it, will you stop now, won't you? Kuza continued, your face doesn't look very good, is there something wrong? Soo-hyun forced a smile and replied, no, it's because Go Ha-jun. He at this time, Soo-hyun was also thinking, I must win, I also have to protect Yakuza. Looking back, Yakuza always helps block and take the beating on my behalf. He treats me so well, he is my one and only true friend, I haven't even said thank you to him yet, taking this opportunity, I should say it. After that, Soo-hyun spoke up, Yakuza, thank you for all this time. In his heart, the male lead secretly felt like he was dying before dying. Yakuza also replied in confusion, what the hell are you talking about? That sounds so disgusting. Young Yakuza, after hearing this, he thought he was touched, but he suddenly caught a cold. Suddenly, a voice called out, Soo-hyun Kim. Soo-hyun was startled and turned to look, he was secretly surprised, here we come. Ha-jun put his hands in his pockets and stood proudly in front of the classroom door. With an unfriendly face he asked, what are you doing? Go down to the cafeteria. Soo-hyun immediately smiled awkwardly and agreed, but in her heart she was thinking, Gu Ha-jun is here, how can I do a solo kill? Shouldn't I just say it out loud and start a fight? That's a mistake, let's talk a little. I'm probably too scared to say a word. For now, let's just follow him to the cafeteria, ha ha ha. At this time, a student walked in, talking to a girl, smiling widely. Suddenly, he swiped the ice cream on the shirt of big brother Haejin standing nearby. The scared student quickly apologized and asked, are you okay? Haejin immediately turned around, with scary eyes, staring at the unfortunate young man. Seeing that scary face, the student couldn't help but panic, Go Ha-jun. The atmosphere right now is extremely tense, making everyone in the class feel scared and worried. You also have to break out in a cold sweat. Haejin grabbed his shirt and threatened, stop, I'm Haejin, don't you have eyes to see? Did you just come back from the cafeteria? When the student was about to be interacted with by Haejin, Soo-hyun coldly walked over. He cursed loudly, you motherfucker, with a very determined attitude. Soo-hyun reassured herself, the opportunity is here, I have to go straight, this time, I will definitely win and get the card. Big boss Haejin, now surprised, asked again, Soo-hyun, did you just tell me? The male lead without hesitation replied, that's right, you damned guy, insect, trash. Soo-hyun is extremely confident with her pile of colorful cards. With that, you have just opened another VIP gold card. He thought he could weigh the whole world with it. He said to himself, okay, just like when I practice. At this time, big brother Haejin raised his arm and said, Soo-hyun Kim. Suddenly, he placed it on Soo-hyun's head, still very happy, and said, you're so mean, aren't you? Are you angry because I touched your classmate? When friends are friends, why punch? Let's cool down. After listening, Soo-hyun didn't understand what the hell happened. Before he could say anything, Haejin grabbed his shoulder and pulled him to the cafeteria. After a while, it was time to play. The students are playing together and playing football. Two girls discussed what just happened in class. Have you heard about this? What's going on? Earlier, we almost had a fight. Someone was almost beaten by Gu Haejin. Really, but which one was so terrible? Kim Soo-hyun, who, looks like the rumors about them being close to each other are true. It's true that Haejin's friends are different, really different. At this moment, our young Soo-hyun, looking like an indifferent addict, whispered, what should I do now? Gu Ha-jun has no intention of fighting with me, and even apologized to me. What should I do now? It seems like he really considers me a friend. Even though the rumors about him were really bad, it was true that Ha-jun liked him. There's only 2 hours left to complete the mission. If this keeps up, I won't be able to do anything. The young Yakuza friend, now seeing Soo-hyun face down and bored with life, asked, Suhyun, is something wrong with you? Suhyun immediately replied, it's because of Gu Ha-jun. The Yakuza kid also asked again, is it because of him too? Is Gu Ha-jun bothering you? Suhyun replied dejectedly, just a little. Kuza blandly said, I understand. Through the story, we can see that this couple is quite intense feeling. Suddenly, beautiful girl Chai Rin appeared, her face bright, and said, hey, the whole school is gossiping after all. What are you thinking? Causing trouble? You really want to fight with Gu Ha-jun, is that it? Suhyun was bored with school and replied, I don't know either. Chai Rin sat down next to Suhyun and continued to say, you're really funny. Are you itchy or something? The male lead denied, that's not true, not yet, ha ha ha. Suhyun then asked Chai Rin, but, Chai Rin, why are you with Gu Ha-jun's friend? You helped me when I was beaten by Choi Chang-dong, and you also told me about Gu Ha-jun's true personality. All of that counts as you helping me. Come to think of it, you have to get along with those guys to play together. They must be gentle, so you play along, right? Beat Chai Rin was a bit embarrassed and replied, are you expecting a special answer? Seeing that, Suhyun hesitated, guessing that Chai Rin was liking her. Immediately, the peg-faced Chai Rin said, hey, it's not what you think. You've been talking too much lately, so you're being too self-indulgent. Suhyun turned away and gently said, sorry, I thought we had become friends. The shrewd girl also replied, don't look at rich people and pretend to be them. Suddenly, someone shouted excitedly, Suhyun, it's a big deal. Now is not the time, you're not sitting leisurely like this. Suhyun asked again, what's wrong, what's going on? The young man immediately reported, dear friend, Yakuza is in trouble. Suhyun, hearing that, widened her eyes in surprise and confirmed, what? At the Yakuza's place, a group of thugs with hateful faces were laughing happily, saying, ha ha, that's really funny. Did I hear it wrong? Guys, try saying it again. The Yakuza youth here spoke loudly, saying, I tell you, call Gu Ha-jun out here. Calling Gu Ha-jun here, are you calling Gu Ha-jun? But I think I've seen this guy somewhere before. That's right, he looks familiar. It's the guy who went with Suhyun, right? I've seen Suhyun take her along a few times, ha ha. If Haejin and Suhyun are close, then you and Haejin also become friends. First, you should just punch this old face. As soon as he finished speaking, he pointed at a guy and was about to jump up and attack him. Suddenly, Big Brother walked over, and Haejin spoke up. You guys get out of the way, are you looking for me? What's going on? Haejin at this moment exuded the temperament of a genuine Big Brother. The little Yakuza boy clenched his fists, looked away, and said, don't bully Suhyun anymore. Haejin immediately opened his eyes and asked again, what did you say? Without any fear, Kuza repeated, I told you to stop bullying Suhyun. You're always being strong and manipulating Suhyun. What else? That's bullying. As soon as he finished speaking, the Yakuza youth immediately received a slap, breaking his mouth. The whole group of muzzled gangsters on this side, seeing this, had their faces as green as leaves, extremely frightened. At this time, Yakuza was in pain and lay trembling on the ground. Haejin immediately lectured a few words, Suhyun and I are friends. Also, I really hate people like you. Haejin continued, adding a powerful punch, super terrifying power, and then said, you don't look like a human at all. This world has class divisions, and you are outside the allowed range. Am I bothering Suhyun? You're the troublesome one. Even though you're with Suhyun, you two are not on the same level. However, the Yakuza were not afraid of anything, so they immediately said, is that so? If you use this as an excuse to consider Suhyun a friend, then maybe Suhyun won't consider you a friend. Suddenly, school boss Haejin was rushed by Suhyun and punched right in the face. Seeing this, all the juniors were surprised and gritted their teeth in fear. Haejin now felt very surprised, because it had been a long time since anyone had attacked him directly like that. Suhyun also firmly added, Yakuza, if it weren't for you, going to school would be up to me. Really, it will be very tiring. At this time, a young man hurriedly ran into the classroom and announced, damn, something's going on, it's very tense, there's a fierce fight going on, everyone, come out quickly, hurry. The students in the classroom were noisy, what, who fought with whom, where did they fight? The other student immediately replied, behind the school. Kim Suhyun and Gu Ha-jun are about to fight. Immediately, a crowd like a swarm of bees bursting into a hive rushed to watch. Oh, Kim Suhyun is fighting. What kind of fight is that? What kind of fight is that? Isn't that suicide? Kim Suhyun is crazy, and dares to challenge Gu Ha-jun again. Should we tell anyone? Kim Suhyun will die like this. You go and report it. Damn it, how can I report it? Chai Rin is also very worried right now. Haejin, next, with a face as cool as a toilet, spoke up, Suhyun Kim, Do you really want to fight with me? I thought you and I were friends. Suhyun also boldly announced, friends, let me make it clear for you to understand. At this school, my only friends are the Yakuza, do you understand, you hateful guy? Suhyun said, then he immediately activated his VIP card. Kim Suhyun thought he was his father, so he boldly said, I can beat you in 5 seconds. The system also immediately announces the mission's start. After hearing the male lead's words, the young men on this side were also bewildered, looked at each other, and then said, did you hear what he said? Within 5 seconds, he could win against Gu Ha-jun. His mind has a problem, already. What a crazy guy, today will be your death anniversary, but I heard he knows a little boxing, is that true? But, even so, it can't do anything against Gu Ha-jun. At this time, the match has started. Suhyun, quick as lightning, launched a direct boxing jab. He silently encouraged himself, I can do it. First, I use the jab skill. Both Yakuza and Chai Rin are all very worried about you. Suhyun was suddenly startled to realize. His punch was dodged by Haejin, as easy as eating porridge. At the same time, Haejin added excitedly, hey, Suhyun, 5 seconds have passed. The whole crowd around witnessed it and exclaimed, it's unbelievable that you could dodge it so quickly. It looks like a professional boxing match. Is Kim Suhyun hiding her profession? I didn't expect it to be that good at boxing. At this moment, Suhyun unleashed a series of punches so fast that no one could believe it, but with the bravery of a gangster and school boss, Haejin calmly said, there is no age to compare with. Haejin is just leaning left and right, not responding yet, very cool. Haejin's juniors saw this and were worried, saying, what the hell is going on? Why does big brother Haejin keep avoiding it? If it keeps going like this, won't Kim Suhyun win? Damn, if Gu Ha-jun loses, what should we do? One guy was so angry that he cursed back, shut up, that guy, you. The fat guy, Chang Dong, his hair parted in half, said, but isn't this a bit strange, Suhyun Kim, he was like that when he fought with me. After continuously attacking without hitting anything, he began to breathe heavily. He continued walking towards Haejin. Suddenly, Ha-jun dodged the attack and threw a punch straight into his stomach. Suhyun immediately collapsed, clutching her stomach, in pain. Haejin immediately showed off and said, Suhyun, so you only know this attack, you're still very young and green, baby. Suhyun still maintained her stubborn spirit, slowly stood up, trembling, frowning, saying, 5 seconds, just 5 seconds, I can win you. Immediately, Haejin threw a straight punch, causing Suhyun to fall face down on the spot. At the same time, Haejin opened his eyes, his face cold as ice, and said, is that so? You think you can beat me with just a jab? At this moment, Suhyun remembered, before that, he thought to himself, is it possible, with just one jab, can I defeat Gu Ha-jun? Even though jab is much stronger than before, this technique absolutely cannot defeat Gu Ha-jun, Suhyun told herself. I only have this choice left, use the card I received in this side quest, Suhyun thought to herself. Overcome your limits, keep it up for 5 seconds, Suhyun told herself, more determined than ever. If you use this card, along with knockdown techniques or jujitsu, it's good, Peach Branch is a sure thing. But if I'm going to use this, I have to make him as careless as possible, I just have to rely on it, oh hey, let's do it. There was no other way. Then Suhyun rushed forward and shouted loudly, I will take you down in 5 seconds. Haejin thought he was playing too recklessly, so he punched him once to wake him up. The muzzled gangsters saw this and laughed happily, extremely pleased. One guy said, that guy just now, was he going to use a knockdown attack? Gu Ha-jun is a boxer, and he is nothing, the class difference is too big, the use of knockdown blows in this situation is impossible. Suhyun was now breathing heavily, her arms and legs shaking, thought to himself, it's not yet time to use the skill that goes beyond the limit. I have to make him careless, more. Next, Suhyun frantically rushed forward, using high-pitched skills, shouting loudly, I have to defeat you. The young boss is also a bit shaken by Suhyun's stubbornness. Less than 3 seconds later, Suhyun stood up again and rushed forward like crazy. Haejin immediately punched Suhyun in the face several times. With that, Haejin said, hey, you stupid dog, will you stop? Suhyun said to herself, no, I'm not allowed to stop, until he gets fed up, until he lets down his guard, I can, have the opportunity to seize it. Suhyun now collapsed on Haejin's body, without any strength left. Big brother Haejin is also bored and doesn't want to fight anymore. When he felt the opportunity had come, our young man quickly bit the bean to regain his strength. Haejin's face was tense, he cursed once, damn. Immediately, all the juniors put on their sandals and ran for their lives, continuously screaming, dead Haejin is swearing, guys, Run away, I knew it would be like this, it's like a fight, what the hell is that? Haejin suddenly realized that Soo-hyun was holding his waist, stiff and unable to move. Haejin was furious, opened his eyes, and shouted loudly, "Bastard, today, I will kill you." After saying that, big brother Haejin exerted his strength and tried to push Soo-hyun's hand away. At this moment, Haejin realized, what is this, why is he not moving at all? It turns out, our Soo-hyun used the card, exceeding the limit, her VIP Pro. The specific information is, in 5 seconds, body weight will be increased by 100 kilograms, can only be used once per day. The system also displays a message, you are exceeding the limit, current weight is 156 kilograms, that's it, young man, big boss of the school, why fight anymore? Soo-hyun, at this time, used both hands to tightly clasp Haejin to her body. The whole crowd around them was wide-eyed and completely stupid. When the system's countdown began, Soo-hyun lifted the young man's body up. After that, he gritted his teeth and thought to himself, 156 kilograms with his strength, I will show him what punching power is. He used all his strength to give a powerful blow, causing Haejin's back to hit the concrete floor. Haejin screamed in pain. With 3 seconds left, Soo-hyun took off her coat. Then tightly crossed the 2 straps of the shirt, but I don't understand clearly what its effect is. Then, he threw a punch with a weight of 156 kilograms. It made the young Haejin want to bury his mouth and face inward, with blood from his nose and mouth spewing out profusely. Not understanding what happened, Soo-hyun continued to throw 10 more punches, wanting to crush Haejin's face. The young boss of Haejin's school, at this moment, his hands and feet were shaking, unable to move anymore. But luckily he's still alive. Haejin also struggled to say one sentence, Soo-hyun Kim, I lost. Soo-hyun had also exhausted her strength, lying down next to Haejin, covered in blood. The system immediately displayed a message, the usage time of the limit pass is ended, you have completed the main task. The expressions of the surrounding classmates were all terrified, so scared that they didn't dare take their eyes off the scene before them. Beat Chai-rin. Along with Yakuza, they couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Next, the system further announced, you have received a platinum card, do you want to confirm the reward now? Without thinking too much, Soo-hyun shouted at the top of her lungs, bring me the reward right away. Scene changed to the next morning, at school. The students sat in class chatting, talking blah blah, blow blow. Suddenly, a young man felt something was wrong, he was startled. Looking at the empty tables and chairs in the classroom, the student asked, is Gu Haejin not going to school today? The boy next to him replied, if it were you, would you go? He would lose face in front of the whole school like that. The other friend added, I hope he doesn't go to school anymore, without him, everyone would breathe easier. It is truly unbelievable that Gu Ha-jun was defeated like this, but even lost at the hands of a kid like Kim Soo-hyun, ha ha ha. While having fun, a young man with a face as pale as a banana leaf said impatiently, hey, will you guys shut up? He just passed by the 2 friends who had just talked bad about others behind their backs, now asked in fear, what, who is that? It's our school's big brother. Oh, is he Kim Soo-hyun? Is that the guy who fought with Gu Ha-jun? That's the new big brother of our school, just a small mouth. Soo-hyun now awkwardly walked past, under many staring eyes. Some were scared, some were extremely admiring. Inside he was thinking, big brother, what kind of boss is this? Why did things turn out like this? I don't know. After that, he went straight to the bathroom and played his red, black, blue, 9-card game. Whoa, I finally got it. I have defeated Gu Ha-jun, and this platinum card is the result of my constant efforts. Surely this card will take me to a new level, far beyond the gold card. Let's see what's so special about it. Soo-hyun opened the card order and looked at the content. The information on the card made Soo-hyun feel very confused. On the card displayed, card is often stolen, can steal objects. Soo-hyun wondered, steal, what the hell is this? Isn't it an attack card? I thought it would be something even more powerful than jab. Is this a good card? What's with this stealing thing? After all, what the heck is this card? At this time, little Yakuza is also here. Thinking that Soo-hyun was breaking rocks so she was full of fat, the young man asked, what are you mumbling inside? Soo-hyun immediately replied, no, it's nothing. Yakuza also added, let's go back to class, are you mentally prepared? Soo-hyun replied, I'm fine. Yakuza said, well, let's go then. Later, while walking in the hallway, the young Yakuza man was sweating under his armpits and said softly, hey Soo-hyun, I feel so pressured. Soo-hyun also confusedly replied, sorry. Currently, wherever the 2 young men go, they become the center of attention. The classmates whispered to each other, it's Kim Soo-hyun, it's Kim Soo-hyun. Oh mom, he's Soo-hyun Kim, right, did you defeat Gu Ha-jun? It looks so terrible. Soo-hyun's face was as stiff as a tree, silently whispering in my heart, this is so fake, I'm so dizzy. Has the rumor spread to this extent? Two other female students were talking uncomfortably, just like my neighbor's mothers. He looks gentle, no, that's his trick, showing that face so that others won't notice, be on guard, then attack suddenly. What a cunning thing. I heard that Gu Ha-jun is still in special treatment. Really? So that's why he can't go to school. I heard he even beat Gu Ha-jun's father. That's terrible. Why are you touching someone's entire family like that? I heard that his MBTI test results concluded that he has antisocial personality disorder. What a crazy guy. Soo-hyun also heard it and immediately thought to herself, what a mess, why are there rumors about me being so hairy? I didn't do such evil thing. The Yakuza young man sitting idle was also shot, and was gossiped about by the girls, and the guy walking next to him looks terrible, right? Is he also a student? He looks like he's about 48 years old. I heard everyone call him Yakuza. I heard he is Soo-hyun Kim's right-hand man. And they said he fought for 3 days and 3 nights with Gu Ha-jun to determine victory or defeat. It's true that every story that passes through the mouths of women becomes a legend. Hearing these stormy rumors, Soo-hyun was bored, thinking to herself, why do people keep criticizing Yakuza like that? No, I have to explain everything. While deep in thought, Soo-hyun bumped into a group of tall young men. He is 1m71 tall, but not yet at their necks. We must be 9 feet tall. The young tattooed big brother then spoke up, sorry, senior, may I ask, are you Soo-hyun Kim, the person who defeated Gu Ha-jun? Soo-hyun responded in surprise, I am indeed Soo-hyun Kim, but did I do something wrong? Suddenly, all 3 of them bowed their heads as obediently as puppies, loudly greeting, yes, I am first-year big brother Lee Soo-hyun Dong, I respectfully greet you, we also respectfully greet you. My Soo-hyun, not understanding what was happening at this time, immediately said confusedly, what are you guys doing? What about first year? Why do you have to do this? Over here, our young man holds his head as if about to fall into level 5 depression, thinking to himself, kiss? How now? Even though I'm so strong, I have no choice. If you're not on a date, how can you kiss? How can I date beat Chai-rin? You're lucky you haven't been beaten to pieces yet. But, before he could do anything, Soo-hyun punched him straight in the mouth, cutting him all the way to his navel. Then suddenly, Haejin counterattacked with a direct punch. Soo-hyun immediately threw herself back, falling and lying on the floor. Suddenly, Chai-rin was also here and asked, hey, Soo-hyun Kim, why are you here? The male lead saw her and immediately greeted her, hello. Chai-rin annoyingly repeated, I'm asking you, why did you come here? Soo-hyun said, Ha-jun called me here. Immediately, Haejin threw Soo-hyun down, hitting her head painfully on the ground.